Hello everyone, I'm architect Madhuri Gehani. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic in architecture and in the building industry, that is brick. So today we are going to study brick as a building material. So what is brick? A brick is building material used to make walls, pavements and other elements in masonry construction. Traditionally, the term brick referred to a unit composed of clay, but it is not used to denote any rectangular units laid in mortar. Bricks are made chiefly from clay and shale. Clay is plastic earth, is constituted largely of sand, alumina, and may contain various quantities of chalk, iron, manganese, dioxide, etc. Shale is soft, finely stratified sedimentary rock that formed from consolidated mud or clay. Now, from what are bricks, we are traveling towards the uses of bricks. So, uses of bricks are construction of walls of any sizes, construction of floors, construction of arches, cornices, construction of brick and retaining wall, construction of manufacture of surkhi, powder brick, construction of staircase, uses in construction of foundation. Now the 5 common types of bricks, its classifications and uses. One is the common burnt clay bricks, which is used in general wall construction. Second is sand lime bricks, which offers a very excellent strength and which is used for exterior works and in high-rise buildings. The third is engineering bricks, offer excellent load-bearing capacity. Concrete bricks provide excellent aesthetic presence. The fifth is fly ash clay bricks. It may expand when they come into contact with moisture. So normally it is not used that much as compared to common burnt clay brick. Now the classification of bricks. Bricks used in construction works are burned bricks and they are classified into following 4 categories. So first is the burned bricks and other is the unburned bricks. So in burned bricks we have 4 classification as first class bricks, second class bricks, third class bricks and fourth class bricks. So the first one is the first class bricks. These bricks are table molded and of standard shape. The surfaces and edges of the bricks are sharp, square, smooth and straight. They complete with all the qualities of good bricks. These bricks are used for superior work of permanent nature. Now we have second class bricks. These bricks are ground molded and they are burnt and cleansed. The surface of these bricks in somewhat rough and shape is also slightly irregular. These bricks are commonly used at places where brickwork is to be provided with a coat of plaster. Now we have third class bricks. These bricks are ground molded and they are burnt in clamps. These bricks are not hard and they have rough surfaces with irregular and distorted edges. These bricks give dull sound when stuck together. They are used for unimportant and temporary structures at places where rainfall is not heavy. Fourth class bricks. These bricks are used as aggregate for concrete in foundation, floors, roads, etc. These bricks are overburnt with irregular shape. They are sometimes found to be stronger than even the first class bricks. Now we have the types of bricks. So the first one is the ordinary bricks. Ordinary brick is used for the construction of internal and external walls in buildings for various purposes. Characteristics of ordinary brick are quite high and it is appreciated as strength, low water absorption and incombustibility. The second is channel bricks. Channel bricks are molded to the shape of a gutter or a channel and they are often glazed. Uses of channel bricks are used as drains. Curved sector bricks. These bricks are in the form of curved sector and they are used in construction of circular brick masonry pillar, brick chimneys, etc. The fourth one is coping bricks. These bricks are made to suit the thickness of walls on which coping is to be provided. Such bricks take various forms such as chamfered, half round, saddleback. Now we have bullnose bricks. A brick molded with a rounded angle is known as bullnose. These types of bricks are used for a rounded corner. The center of the curved position is situated on the long center line of brick. Its uses are normally in staircase, building corners and verandas. Then we have hollow bricks. Hollow bricks are also known as the cellular of cavity bricks. They are made up of special homogeneous clay. They also reduce the transmission of heat, sound and damp. Hollow bricks are used as in partition wall also, and this is also used as a sustainable material also to reduce the sun effect. Now we have the paving bricks, which we know which is used in paving. You can see this on action of traffic you have seen on the roads, and this is commonly used in the streets and gardens and stable floors. Then we have perforated bricks. Perforated bricks have cylindrical holes throughout their thickness. The shape of brick may be circular, rectangular, square or any other shape in cross section. And these bricks are used in panel of lightweight structures and multi-storied frame structures also. Now we have the manufacturing process of clay bricks. As I've showed in an animated video, I'm just going to explain the manufacturing process of clay bricks, which is divided into 4 parts. First is the preparation of brick clay. Second, molding the bricks. Third, drying the bricks. And fourth, burning the bricks. So in which I am going to explain each and every procedure in detail. So preparation of brick clay is like digging, cleaning, weathering, blending and tempering. Molding the bricks is like through hand molding or machine molding, depends on what condition and which city we are and what kind of clay we need, what kind of brick we need. The third is the drying of bricks, which can be natural and artificial. And the fourth one is the burning the bricks, which can be burning in clams or burning in clays, जिसे हम भट्टी भी कहते हैं. Now we have the burning procedure, in which this is a very important operation in the manufacturing of bricks to impart hardness, strength and make them dense and durable. Heating clay is up to till 640 degrees Celsius produces physical changes. If such clay is cooled back, it absorbs moisture from air and gets hydrated back to its original state. So in this procedure, in this manufacture procedure, which is completely automatic nowadays, is being set to such temperature that it doesn't absorb the moisture and it becomes hard and the burnt clay is unstable. So all these procedure helps to make the brick hard and strong. Now the cleanse, which is the fourth stage, is divided into 2 parts. One is the intermittent cleanse and the second is the continuous cleanse. So the intermittent cleanse, these are which means they are loaded, fired, cooled and unloaded. So it is like with the procedure, first it is brought to one temperature, then loaded, then fired and then unloaded and brought back the bricks. Now the continuous cleanse are the operation in which loading, firing, cooling and unloading are carried out simultaneously in different cleanse. So these are 3 types of continuous cleanse: Bull's trench clean, Hoffman cleanse and tunnel clean. Now there are various tests which are performed on bricks to understand if the brick is strong enough for the construction. So the first is the absorption test. Absorption test is conducted on brick to find out the amount of moisture content observed by the brick under extreme conditions. Second is crushing strength. Crushing strength of bricks is determined by placing brick in compression testing machine. Minimum crushing strength of brick is 3.5 Newton by mm square. Hardness test. A good brick should resist scratches against sharp things. So for this test, a sharp tool or fingernail is used to scratch on brick. If there is no scratch impression on brick, then it is said to be a hard brick. Shape and size test. Shape and size of bricks are very important consideration. All bricks used for construction should be of same size. The shape of brick should be purely rectangular with sharp edges. Then there is color test. A good brick should possess possess a bright and uniform color throughout its body. Soundness test. Soundness test of bricks shows the nature of bricks against sudden impact. Then sound produced should be clear, bell ringing. Now we have the brick bonds, stretcher bond and header bond. Stretcher bond, in this brick of bond, originally used for single brick walls, it became the obvious choice for cavity walls with the least of cutting required. It is very economical. Second is header bond, a brick course laid flat with the short end of the brick exposed. This method is particularly strong as the width of the wall is the whole length of the brick. Historically, it was used for buildings of high quality, often used for curved brick wall. Now we have the most important brick bond, which is the English bond. It comprises of alternative courses of headers and stretchers. It provides a strong bond when the wall is 1 brick thick. It is preferred bonding pattern for bridges, viaducts, embankment walls and other civil engineering architectures. Then we have the Flemish bond. Flemish bonds can be replicated in the half brick outer leaf of a cavity wall by using whole bricks as stretchers, while the headers are created by half bricks called bats or snap headers. It is not as strong as English bond at 1 brick thick. So here was the short video of understanding the brick as a material, which is very important in architecture as it's the most important building material. So thank you so much, and I know brick is a very vast and a very detailed topic, but we have to cover this topic in short so that we can understand each and every point in detail. So thank you so much. I hope everything is very crystal clear and very understandable.